It's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah, it's been a while. Hi, everyone. To normal people, my normal viewers. How are you today? Good, I hope. Um, this isn't going to be one of my normal videos. It's not going to talk about anything like that. So don't worry. Normal videos will resume probably when I make my next one. But hello to everyone who's watching the channel, watching me for the first time. Nice to meet you. I'm Robert, and I'm asexual, and I'm here today to talk about it and what it is, the misconceptions about it, and why in today's society it's quite hard to be an asexual. Because this week, starting from yesterday, it's Asexual Awareness Week, and so I thought I might as well make a video talking about this because it's something that is close to my heart and something that I think more people should be aware of. More people should know what it is and be able to support us, the asexual community, I suppose. So yeah, first of all, what is it? Because I'm sure quite a few of you out there don't know what it is. You may have heard it, you may slightly know, but it basically means that somebody has no sexual desires, they basically don't have sex with anyone. They aren't sexually attracted to anyone, which to some of you may be slightly weird, because society these days, that's kind of the norm, that when you grow up, you go into a relationship with someone, you have sex, and then you marry them and have kids. That's kind of the social norm that's become. But for asexuals, myself included, we don't have sexual desires. We don't see people in that way. You don't look at someone and, I don't know, go, yeah, they're nice in that way. It's hard to explain from someone who has never really felt sexual desires for anyone or attraction. And to be honest, like, I have been an asexual for all of my life. I've only really sort of come out as an asexual in the past couple of months, and only then a handful of people know. Obviously, once this video goes out, a lot more people will know. But I mean, when I first recognised myself as an asexual was about 4 years ago, when after a lot of sort of going, this is slightly weird, everyone around me sort of wanting to get into relationships, wanting to do this stuff, and I don't seem to want to do any of that. I have no interest in it at all. Is there something wrong with me? So I started looking it up, and eventually I found the term asexual and asexuality, and I kind of led on from there. And then it was only sort of about several months ago that I actually found the A.V.E.N community, and that was a huge help, especially for any asexuals out there who haven't come out yet, shall I say. The community is a great help indeed, very supportive. But no, I first recognised it about 4 years, and since then I've kind of been in the dark about it, because when you try and explain it to someone, like I'm doing now, it's very hard because quite a few people don't have a clue what you're talking about, or don't really understand the concept, or don't get the concept. For humans, trying to understand something new can be challenging at times. A new idea is often taken with arrogance and often ignored. Ignorance is bliss, is a term that comes to mind. If you don't know about it, it doesn't bother you. But hopefully that's what this video and this week will try and get more people to do, is to actually be aware that asexuality, it is a sexuality, it is real, it's not fake, and there are people out there, like myself, who are asexuals. Now, there are a broad range of different types of asexuality, from people who don't want to go into any kind of relationship at all, nothing like that, to people who want to pursue a romantic relationship with someone, whether that be male or female. But I'm not going to get into that because it's let's just say it's a spectrum. it's a spectrum of people. I'm not going to get into that because I'll be here all day. But what many people don't understand, there's quite a few misconceptions about asexuality. The first one really is that you don't love. As asexuals, we don't love people. That's not true. There are some asexuals like that, as I said before, but a majority, quite a few asexuals, can love. They do go into romantic relationships. And there is a difference between a romantic relationship and a sexual relationship. And that's quite prominent. So quite a few asexuals do go into relationships with non-asexuals and other asexuals. And there are sites for that as well. But we can love, you know, we're not completely inhuman, not aliens or whatever people may think. Secondly, there's this weird, very, very weird idea that some people have that, oh, you're asexual because as a child you was abused sexually. That's just weird. I don't understand where that concept has come from. That is quite insulting, to be honest, to many asexuals. Because, no, no. Hardly any asexuals were probably abused as children. That's just, it's bizarre that society can make people think like that. That's a completely weird misconception that people have. Also, another one is, oh, you're too young to be an asexual. You don't know what you're going on about. You're too young. Well, no, not really. If around the age of 18, 19, 20, if you aren't into sex or anything like that, if you do recognise yourself as an asexual, then that's who you are. Asexuality isn't something that you just decide, you wake up one morning and go, I'm going to be an asexual. It's not a choice, shall we say. You're like it from birth. It's a sexuality, it's a sexual orientation. It's who you are, it's the way you are. And you can't really change that. And there are exceptions to some people, but majority, that's who you are. And saying that, oh, you're too young, well, no, not really, because you're always going to be like that. You always have been like that. Nothing's changed. So age has nothing to do with it. It's ridiculous, to be honest. Also, how do you know if you're an asexual if you've never actually participated in it? Well, you don't have to experience something to not want to do it. You just because you haven't experienced it doesn't mean that, oh, you're going to have sex and you'll be different. You won't be an asexual at all. No, no, you don't look. You as an asexual. How shall I put this? You don't really look at people in a sexual way. You can't really think of people in a sexual way. And so by having sex, it wouldn't change anything. In fact, it would probably make you more adamant about your asexuality. Just because you haven't tried it doesn't mean that when you try it, it's going to change it different. Not at all. If you've been like this all your life, then you know who you are. And nothing will change that, not even trying it. Which is another ridiculous concept that people have. And there's quite a few other misconceptions. I'm not going to go into it now because I don't want to make this video too long, but general to say that quite a few heterosexuals, other sexualities, look at asexuality as a kind of a joke, something that doesn't really exist, something that's fake, something that people have made up. Well, it's not, it's real. There are asexuals out there, myself included, and yeah, we do exist. It's not something we've made up. It's true. Now, carrying on with that, as I said earlier, these days the social norm of heterosexuality is it's everywhere in society. You see it in media, you see it in films, books, TV, anywhere. There's an emphasis on sex, really. Music, all sorts. And for asexuals, it's considerably hard in a society where it tries to impose on you to, yes, this is the right thing to do, this is the correct thing to do, which is, I find it bizarre that in these days how much the human race has, how much we've accomplished, and yet we still try to impose that one sexuality is the right one above anything else. It's ridiculous, to be honest. There are a multitude of sexualities that should be acknowledged and recognised, asexuality being one of them. However, in the case of asexuality, it's not more of gaining civil rights, it's more of just gaining awareness, saying, yes, we do exist, we're here, please take us seriously, which many people don't, and it's one of the reasons why this week is happening, the Asexual Awareness Week, is to gain awareness, like I've said tons of times throughout this video, but it's so true. And there is a great article that I'll probably link below that talks about an asexual and how their day is a struggle, to be honest. I kind of don't see it as a struggle because, I don't know, but for some I could see it as a struggle. If you're around a group of people that are very, that talk about it a lot, that are very heterosexual, then it could be a challenge for you. Luckily, for me, luckily the people I know are quite accepting of the fact that I'm asexual, and it's good. But there are some people out there who, the people around them, aren't very accepting. And again, there's also another video that I will link below, of how you can support them, how you can support someone who's asexual, how you can actually help them and give them all the support they need. Link in the description, whatever. But yeah, and that's really all I wanted to say. It's just, asexuality is real. There are people out there like myself, a small percentage of us, mind you, that aren't like everybody else when it comes to how they think about sex and their sexuality. And it is real, it's not fake. And it needs to be gained more awareness from, well, you, the people watching this video, and us, and everyone else. So I'm going to leave it there, and hopefully this week more people will actually see that sexuality deserves the same acknowledgement as any other sexuality, like homosexuality or heterosexuality. That, yes, we're here. So that was really it. This video has sort of been a pile of a mess, but then again, it's quite hard to put your thoughts, especially when it comes to my thoughts on this, into words, into a video. But I hope I've it's done alright, and I hope you've sort of gained some knowledge of what it is and how it differs from most people. So yes, thank you for watching this, and thank you to anybody new that's watching this channel. This is kind of a little bit weird. I never normally do videos like this. It's only because it's asexuality. It's Asexual Awareness Week, and I thought, well, I might as well put a video out there to help in the community. But no, my normal videos aren't normally like this. They're not normally this solemn. They're not normally this sort of on topic with recent stuff. Normally I'm just talking about bots, robots and whatnot. So yeah, it's quite different. So until next time, when I'll hopefully be back to my normal regime of weird and crazy videos. Bye everyone, and how ironic is it that Asexual Awareness Week falls on Halloween?